Tension is growing in the tech industry, and more authoritative sources confirm that Nvidia is preparing a move that could overturn the global mobile device market. The company that in just a few years transformed from a graphics accelerator manufacturer into the most valuable corporation on the planet now appears ready to enter a new era, one in which the smartphone stops being a phone and becomes a fully autonomous AI core in your pocket. And according to insiders, this project inside the company is already called Nvidia NeoPhone. The pace of developments is accelerating. Nvidia's profit is growing faster than that of any high-tech giant. Demand for its products is at a historic peak, and competitors lag behind by years, unable to match the speed of the Huang effect. Against this backdrop, according to several Silicon Valley sources, the company's leadership headed by Jensen Huang has made a strategic decision capable of reshaping the entire architecture of the global mobile industry. Nvidia is entering the smartphone market, and doing so with ambitions unseen even by Apple during the first iPhone era. And this is where it gets truly interesting. More and more signals point to the fact that the NeoPhone project is not a rumor or a theoretical discussion, but a real, already launched process. Anonymous engineers familiar with the internal plans claim that the preparation phase begins in 2026, and several departments have received strict instructions to shift toward mobile architecture development. Sources from Bloomberg and Nikkei Asia report that Nvidia is creating closed working groups focused on the mass market rather than the company's traditional data centers and supercomputers. According to analysts, NeoPhone may become the first smartphone built entirely around AI computation rather than classical mobile functions. It is said that the device's architecture will be optimized to run GPT-class models directly on the phone, without internet, without the cloud, autonomously, instantly, with privacy comparable to a sealed banking vault. That is why many experts describe it not as a smartphone, but as the beginning of the post-smartphone era, where the phone becomes a personal intelligence that also knows how to make calls. Special attention is drawn to a strict condition that, according to insiders, Jensen Huang personally set: NeoPhone must cost less than premium models from Apple, Huawei, and Xiaomi. This is an unprecedented move, considering that Nvidia is the most valuable company in the world, and its margins allow it to wage a price war that other manufacturers simply cannot withstand. Analysts at Morgan Stanley and Bank of America already warn that if Nvidia enters the mobile market with aggressive pricing, the industry will face a shock similar to the arrival of the H100 GPU architecture, when competitors failed to catch up and were forced to adapt to its standards. Meanwhile, more leaks confirm that Nvidia is actively poaching engineers from Apple, Huawei, and Qualcomm. In Shenzhen and California, closed labs appear, accessible only to a narrow circle of specialists. Insiders also report that Nvidia is already reserving manufacturing capacity for 2026 to 2027 at Asian contract giants, including those traditionally working with Xiaomi and Oppo. Such actions never happen without a reason. This is a direct signal that the project is moving into active preparation. Analysts call this the beginning of a new arms race. If NeoPhone indeed receives a chip based on the Blackwell X or Rubin architecture, with hardware acceleration for large models, then smartphones from Apple, Samsung, and Huawei will find themselves in an unexpected position. For the first time in the history of the mobile industry, a player will emerge who controls the most powerful computing infrastructure on the planet, and that infrastructure will become the heart of Nvidia's future phone. According to employees who spoke with journalists from The Information, Jensen Huang is personally overseeing the device's concept, including the interaction between AI and the user. His idea is simple: a smartphone must become not a gadget, but a digital extension of a person, an autonomous assistant that understands the owner's context, habits, and lifestyle, and acts proactively as a full-fledged intelligence. That is why panic in the industry is growing. At Apple and Samsung, according to Asian suppliers, the new Nvidia project is perceived as the most serious threat in the past 10 years. If NeoPhone indeed enters the market in 2026, this marks the beginning of an era in which the smartphone becomes a pocket supercomputer, and Nvidia becomes a player capable of both destroying the current balance of power and constructing a new mobile reality. According to insiders, the main intrigue of the future NeoPhone will not be ordinary mobile chips, but a specially developed next-generation processor that Nvidia is creating specifically for smartphones. This chip will not be a copy of existing solutions. It is being engineered from scratch so it can work with artificial intelligence faster and more efficiently than any device on the market. Sources claim that inside the company it is simply called the mobile superchip. It is expected to combine the power of an Nvidia graphics accelerator with the energy efficiency of traditional mobile processors. In other words, NeoPhone will be able to perform tasks previously possible only on laptops and desktop computers: video editing, image generation, next-level voice assistance, instant data processing, complex games and applications. Rumors suggest that Nvidia is creating a separate AI acceleration block that will run continuously without heating the phone or draining the battery. This means NeoPhone will be able to understand speech in real time, translate it, analyze images, enhance photos, recognize surrounding objects, and adapt to its owner completely autonomously, without internet or servers. A new memory system is also being discussed. Nvidia is reportedly testing improved, faster mobile memory that will accelerate app performance, file loading, and multitasking. Insider reports describe it as memory that does not slow down even under maximum load. This is necessary so the smartphone can keep dozens of apps open and remain stable even under heavy stress. Engineers from Asian companies working with Nvidia also hint that NeoPhone may feature a special cooling system based on gaming laptop technologies. It will help the device avoid overheating even when running powerful AI features, something that remains a problem for ordinary smartphones. There is also an unexpected rumor. Nvidia is considering a dual-processor layout in which one chip handles everyday tasks, and the second activates maximum power for AI workloads or complex applications. No such system has existed at Apple or Samsung, and if it appears, NeoPhone will become the first smartphone that chooses its own performance level depending on the task. It is also reported that the device may use a new power system that maintains high performance longer than a typical smartphone. This is necessary if Nvidia truly wants to make NeoPhone a computer-class device in a pocket. According to supply chain sources, Nvidia is paying no less attention to the device's camera. Rumor has it that NeoPhone may feature a new imaging system where artificial intelligence, rather than traditional optics, plays the key role. The company is considering a combination of a large sensor and an advanced AI algorithm that enhances sharpness, lighting, and detail during the shot itself. And most interestingly, according to contacts in Silicon Valley, Nvidia is indeed considering creating a separate chip lineup exclusively for NeoPhone in order to fully control its performance and avoid dependence on Qualcomm, MediaTek, or other suppliers. All these technologies make NeoPhone not just a smartphone, but a device that could become a new standard in the industry. And more insiders agree on one thing: the world is on the brink of the biggest technological revolution of the decade, and its initiator will not be Apple, Huawei, or Samsung, but the company whose chips already run all AI processes on the planet. If Nvidia truly releases NeoPhone, the global market will never be the same.